E. Jean Carroll is in trouble with the police, and it's all because of a testimony that she did against former President Donald Trump. This is in connection to her confessing that she was in possession of an unlicensed firearm. Just to give you guys an idea, under New York state law, a person can be found guilty of a criminal possession if they possess a gun, such as a pistol that's not registered. It's actually a felony that carries a maximum sentence of 4 years. Now, at this point, we're not really sure if the author would be subject to the same laws as everyone else, because it did take an entire month before this firearm was even taken away from her. Many also say that it is possible that nothing happens at all, given that Carroll is a key figure that's been placed to try and take down Trump. There are some analysts who believe that this is more of a show rather than officials actually apprehending her. This is because she openly admitted that she had a high standard revolver with ammunition that's right beside her bed and faced no repercussion. Some say she's not worried much about the law, as she's already thinking about suing Donald Trump again.
If it came to it, if your lawyers told you that there was another case and that you should go back and get more money out of him and sue him again, would you do it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. People suffered more difficult things than I've ever been through in my life. And I am more than willing to do it again. We are doing this for women around the country who have been knocked down repeatedly. And so it's really not about me anymore. We have moved beyond me. And as you say, the fight now is really to take back our future.
With her demeanor there, critics say she's confident she's not going to be in trouble for any unlicensed firearm. It's also very clear that she's excited at the idea of possibly getting even more money from Donald Trump. Now, just to reiterate, she disclosed this information January 17th and was visited by the chief of police in Warwick, New York on February 15th. The reporting officer, John Rader, he said that they offered to secure the weapon at the police station's property for safekeeping. While they're keeping it safe and secure, they're going to wait for Carroll to get a New York pistol license. Now, I'm not really sure how many people would actually get this sort of treatment because this is considered a felony. But like I said, she's one of the key people who is after former President Donald Trump. So many critics believe that she's got a little bit of pull when it comes to the law. Now, before we really go ahead and peel this onion back, all I ask is that you guys take 1 second, hit the like button for the video. We totally appreciate that. And I want to thank you so much for always sharing these videos on Facebook and Twitter. You guys are amazing. The question that they have now for New York is, what if this was a firearm that belonged to Donald Trump? Would the treatment be the same? We know that Hunter Biden, President Biden's son, also had illegal firearms that went nowhere. Donald Trump's attorney, Alina Habba, she pressed Carroll about this issue in court. It actually got a little bit heated since the judge presiding over Carroll's case stopped Alina Habba right in her tracks. As soon as Alina Habba started asking about it, Judge Lewis Kaplan simply said, "Don't even start." Now you gotta wonder, how come this judge didn't want Alina Habba asking about something that's clearly illegal in New York? This has led critics to believe that Alina Habba was fighting an uphill battle in court with both the opposing attorney and Judge Kaplan. Now, as you guys may remember, the jury ordered Donald Trump to pay E. Jean Carroll $83.3 million in damages for his alleged defamation of the author. A verdict that former president appealed as he posted a $91.6 million bond.
Tonight, writer E. Jean Carroll smiling, a victory lap outside a Manhattan courthouse after a jury awarded her a staggering $83 million in damages in her ongoing defamation battle against former President Trump. The jury reaching its verdict in just 3 hours following a 2-week trial. Earlier today, Mr. Trump abruptly leaving the courtroom during the closing argument by Carroll's attorney, who accused him of engaging in defamation during the entire trial, after Mr. Trump put out this video overnight.
I don't even know who this woman is. I have no idea who she is, where she came from. This is another scam. It's a political witch hunt.
Carroll originally sued Mr. Trump, saying he sexually assaulted her in a department store dressing room in the 90s. He said she was a liar.
It's terrible what's going on. So it's a total false accusation, and I don't know anything about her.
In May, a different jury found Mr. Trump had sexually abused and defamed Carroll after he left office, awarding her $5 million, leaving this second jury to decide only damages for what he said about her while he was president. Carroll alleged his original remarks unleashed a torrent of threats online from Trump supporters and tarnished her reputation. But Mr. Trump's attorney tonight blasting the judge for barring Mr. Trump from denying Carroll's claims.
Before I walked into court, that judge decided that that every single defense President Trump had, we were not allowed to raise in front of the jury.
This means that Carroll, or E. Jean Carroll, has yet to get a cent out of Donald Trump as he pursues this appeal. This bond is meant to secure the damage award in the event that Donald Trump's appeal fails. However, if Donald Trump wins, he gets his money back and E. Jean Carroll probably won't get a dime. Now, I'm not really sure what it is about New York, but these people are really excited to get a hold of Donald Trump's properties. We know that AG Letitia James is just itching to grab a property or two from Donald Trump, and the same could be said for E. Jean Carroll. She's also threatened to seize properties from the former president in exchange for the massive fine ordered by the jury. Alina Habba continues to say that Donald Trump has a right to deny allegations from E. Jean Carroll. Her closing arguments from earlier this year created a stir because Judge Kaplan threatened Alina Habba for supposedly violating his instructions. She was then told that if she does it again, there could be consequences. Kaplan and Alina Habba haven't had the smoothest of relationships because he even threatened her with some time in the lockup just for her arguments. Now, this again begs the question, was this a fair trial for Donald Trump? Because many critics believe that the judge himself already thought that he was guilty before the trial started. And again, I need to remind you that E. Jean Carroll openly admitted to having an unregistered firearm in court. And all the judge said to Alina Habba was that she couldn't even start questioning her about that. Now the former president is still facing multiple legal charges, one of which is the hush money case that's also taking place in New York. The case against Donald Trump is being led by Manhattan DA Allen Bragg. Trump on his end said that he's more than willing to testify in this case. He even called the trial as a scam and said that this is part of the Biden administration's plan to interfere in the 2024 presidential elections. He then went on to quote both Jonathan Turley and Andy McCarthy, who said that there's not a case to be made here at all. Donald Trump even said that the legal scholars have said that the entire hush money case is a scam and it's not a crime. He then pointed out that the people who are after him, they're the ones that should be held for crimes. The issue for Donald Trump here is that this is again being held in New York. He himself has confirmed that jury selection is mostly based on luck. Now, it really depends on who you get, but Manhattan is not a Trump-friendly place. In fact, 92% of them voted against him back in 2020. This means that there's a very slim chance that Donald Trump gets a favorable group of people within the jury. And if that wasn't enough, the judge presiding over this case has a daughter who's worked with both VP Harris and President Biden. Donald Trump's team has worked to get Judge Juan Merchan to recuse himself from this case, but it looks like this is not happening. This has led a lot of supporters of the former president to believe that we're about to see another unfair trial. But what do you guys think? Is there a conflict of interest here? And is the law different if your name is Donald J. Trump? Now, as far as I know, I'm going to do my best to keep tabs on all these cases and keep you guys informed of what's really going on. Before I go, I want to thank y'all for hitting the like button. Thank you for sharing these videos and subscribing to the channel. We'll see you on the next one.